Yo, what is going up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This video I've been holding out for so long, but I'm glad I'm able to finally go ahead and do it. It is the 25th of July, so it is pretty busy. The parks are pretty busy, but what I decided to do for this video is give you guys the most broad tour of the whole Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So if you guys have never been to the Wizarding World, this is the time to go ahead and check out the Wizarding World. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a whole tour of not only Diagon Alley in Universal Studios, but Hogsmeade in Islands of Adventure. Islands of Adventure and Universal are two separate parks under the umbrella of Universal. So first things first is I'm going to talk about some tips and tricks. We're going to talk about all the special things that the Wizarding World holds within itself, and I'm also going to go ahead and talk to you guys about if you guys have a park-to-park ticket, you're able to also ride the Hogwarts Express in between parks. So I'm going to actually give you guys some more information as we go inside. So without further ado, cue the intro and let's get today's video going.
You're a wizard, Harry.
If you guys want to experience both Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley, you guys are gonna need either two things. One is have a park-to-park pass and be able to ride the Hogwarts Express from Diagon Alley to Hogsmeade or Hogsmeade back to Diagon Alley. It's a park-to-park pass and you're able to transfer from one park to the other without too much of an issue. The other way is to just be here for 2 days and just go for one day for Islands of Adventure and then another day to Diagon Alley. Those are the only two options to go ahead and experience the whole Wizarding World of Harry Potter right here at Universal's Orlando Resort. So without further ado, let's go inside and get today's video going. You guys are always asking which one's my favorite, and I always say it's Diagon Alley. There's just so much more things to do in Diagon Alley, so much interactive things, and has so much more shade than Hogsmeade, especially now in summer. It's the 25th of July. It is really hot. So if you guys are trying to beat the heat, go to Diagon Alley instead of Hogsmeade. So we're in Universal Studios trying to get to Diagon Alley, right? Alright, so Diagon Alley is in between the Man in Black section and San Francisco. And you know you're in the right spot when you make it to King's Cross. It's between King's Cross and I guess the ending would be right there by 12 Grimmauld Place. You know you made it when you've seen the night bus. The night bus is the center point, and in front of the night bus there's actually a wall, a brick wall. As Harry Potter fans know, the brick wall is the entrance to Diagon Alley, and that's exactly what they did here. And a lot of people actually think that that wall is just a regular wall for bathrooms and they're actually hiding bathrooms in the back. That is incorrect, guys. If you guys truly want to see Diagon Alley, go through those walls. That brick wall is the entrance to Diagon Alley. A couple of fun things that you could do is not only go behind the night bus, but you could interact with a conductor, a night bus conductor, and the shrunken head in the front.
Whoa! Whoa. That is a big mug on the face right here.
How you doing? I like your hair, bro.
Oh, thanks, man. Are you snapping a quick headshot?
It's a video. It's a headshot.
My favorite kind.
Awesome.
Did you work for the Daily Prophet?
I wish I was over there right now.
Oh man, headlines, here we come.
Yeah.
So what you up to today, my man? You're doing some magic here and there?
Yeah. Interactive wand experience, getting some butterbeer, especially the frozen one, is really hot outside right now.
You know what? I love the butterbeer. The frozen delicious, but it gives me a bit of a head rush.
Oh my goodness. All right, see you around, buddy.
Fun, man. Take care, brother.
Another cool thing you can do is try to catch Creature popping his little head inside 12 Grimmauld Place. It's really cool and exciting when he pops up. Another thing that Diagon Alley has is that it has multiple entrances. So there's the main two right here, and then there's another one right here. It's a side one, little side entrance, hidden. And yeah, if you guys don't want to get inside the crowd, you could go in and sneak in through the side right here. Diagon Alley has a lot of shops, not only from the original Ollivanders, but Flourish and Blotts. Unfortunately, you can't go into Flourish and Blotts. You also have Madame Malkin's, where you have all your robes, your original robes. You have Gringotts Bank, Escape from Gringotts is a queue line, and you're able to go inside the Gringotts Bank. It's super awesome. It's actually the only ride that Diagon Alley has, but it's amazing, guys. It's so worth it. They also have Flora and Florida's ice cream parlor, where you can get your own version of some butterbeer ice cream. Now Diagon Alley has a lot of shops, some that you can go into, some that you can't, unfortunately, but it's very magical all around. You also have wands by Gregorovich, which is separate to Ollivander's wands. When you're in Diagon Alley, you actually have 2 shows available here in Diagon Alley. One of them is Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees, and the other is the Tale of the Three Brothers. I love the Tales of the Three Brothers. I actually think it's one of the best shows in the whole Wizarding World of Harry Potter, aside from the Dark Arts light show and projection show in the Hogwarts Castle. It's just, those are very limited to the days. You're not going to see those every day, whereas here you're able to walk into Diagon Alley and see the Tales of the Three Brothers any day you want. Now if you want a Wizarding World drink and you don't want to wait in the sun, go to the Fountain of Fair Fortune, because their queue line is indoors with AC, whereas the Hopping Pot, it's outdoors and you could get some sun. So if you're trying to beat the sun and get some frozen butterbeer or any type of Wizarding World drink, go to the Fountain of Fair Fortune. In the Hopping Pot, however, they have a lot more options for drinks, for Wizarding World drink. They have butterbeer, frozen butterbeer, hot butterbeer, tongue-tying lemon squash, otter fizzy orange juice, fishy green ale, peach tree fizzing tea, pumpkin juice, and gilly water. Gilly water is just the regular muggle water, but just Wizarding World related. Another tip while I'm at it, if you guys want something cold that's not butterbeer, you can go ahead and get some ice cream at Florine's Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor. And you just saw the dragon shoot flames. I'm gonna go ahead and disclose that information as to when does the dragon blow fire. It blows fire every 10 minutes. So 1 o'clock, 1:10, 1:20, 1:30, 40, and so on. Now let's make our way into Nocturn Alley. It's the darkest and coldest place in all of Diagon Alley, and I love being here, especially when it's really hot, because you can hide away from the sun. Now, as you know, Borgin and Burke's is the darkest shop in all of Diagon Alley, and it keeps its reputation very nicely because you're able to actually see a lot of really dark stuff. For prop collectors, we have the Cursed Necklace, one of the rarest props in all the Wizarding World, and you have the Vanishing Cabinet. Fortunately, you're not able to buy the Vanishing Cabinet, and if you get real close to the Vanishing Cabinet, you could even hear the bird inside. Another thing that not a lot of people know is that there's actually 3 entrances into Nocturn Alley. There's the main entrance right at the beginning, there's the last one all the way at the end, and then there's a middle one right before the Fountain of Fortune. You can go ahead and get your butterbeer right there. Another thing that the Wizarding World has is that they have interactive wands. You can buy a wand at Ollivander's and go around, shoot some spells. The way the interactive locations work is that they have this golden medallion on the floor that basically tells you how you should move the wand, and magic happens. Again, there are some hidden ones that which you're gonna have to find. The way you find it is you get the map and you go into Nocturn Alley, and it has like this UV light and it shows you those hidden spots. It doesn't unfortunately show you how to move the wands, but you're gonna have to figure it out. There is quite a lot to do in Diagon Alley, not only from interactive wand locations, but you can go ahead and go shopping inside the Wizacres Wizarding Equipment. It is the gift shop that you end up in when you ride the Escape from Gringotts. You could also change your money in the Gringotts Money Exchange and talk to a living goblin.
Did you have a question?
I don't want to walk you inside the stores because I'm saving that for the more in-depth look. I'm just giving you a very broad look at the Wizard World of Harry Potter. Not only in Diagon Alley, but in Hogsmeade, there's only one restaurant per location. So over here in Diagon Alley, they have the famous Leaky Cauldron. Fun fact, the sign actually leaks. Also, if you guys want some quick snacks that you don't want to have to go inside the Leaky Cauldron, you can always check around these kiosks that are inside inside Diagon Alley. The Hopping Pot also has these little pasties as well. They're really good, and it's just a quick snack. And then in Hogsmeade, they have the 3 broomsticks. Aside from that, there's not really any other location to eat. There is some pasties that you could go ahead and get here and there. Like for instance, here you could go ahead and get some little tiny snacks and stuff like that in the Hopping Pot. But that's pretty much it. Now that we're done in Diagon Alley, however, let's head into Hogsmeade via the Hogwarts Express. You are gonna see some nods to the movie, which is really cool, but again, if you're trying to beat the heat, this is the place to do so. Aside from obviously Diagon Alley, where it's very shaded, now we're heading into Hogsmeade, which is not shaded at all. There's only one little patio, but that's it. So the idea of this is that we're heading from London into the Wizarding World, which would be Hogsmeade. So we still technically have to go through platform 9 3/4, which involves going through the wall. You know what wall I'm talking about, so let's just go ahead and see some examples of people going through the wall. Time for us to go through the wall. Illusion. Can you hear the noise? We're almost there. Here it is. Hello, Hedwig. Hello. Hello. How you doing, buddy? Yeah. All right, bye. I'll see you in the Wizarding World. Quick tip: if you guys want to get an amazing picture with the Hogwarts Express, run over here. Run to the exit. You get a perfect shot right in front of it. One of my biggest tips, if you want a butterbeer, don't stand outside, please. Come into the hopping pot, get yourself a butterbeer inside of AC. It's 100% worth it. Get a free water, the same thing, but it's amazing. It's really hot outside, especially in summers. One of my favorite places to sit down and eat is right behind the Three Broomsticks. You have this huge open area, you have a patio right here. You also are able to see the Velocicoaster just zoom past right here. I'm gonna try to wait for a bit, see if we could get one passing by. It's really awesome, and I just like being outside. You could also stay inside and get some AC, but it's just a lot more open area here. As you can see, there's no one here right now. Oh, here they come, Try to high five them. Woo-hoo. Now, Hogsmeade has, again, one restaurant, the Three Broomsticks, although you could actually sit outside, whereas Diagon Alley doesn't have an outside, it just has the inside. Another thing that is also the same thing as Diagon Alley, where some stores you can walk inside of, some stores you can't, or it's just for the aesthetic purposes. Although here in Hogsmeade, if you want to ride rides, this area has a lot of rides. It has Flight of the Hippogriff, it has Forbidden Journeys, and Hagrid's. Oh my god, how could I forget? Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure is one of the best rides in all of Florida. For sure, it's probably one of the best, and if not the best one in the Wizarding World. I would rate it as number 2 because number 1 for me is always going to be Escape from Gringotts in Diagon Alley. Now, if you want to ride Hagrid's and you want to 100% when you show up, you want to ride Hagrid's, I would recommend coming in earlier than expected and just going straight to Hagrid's, because especially around this time in summer, it's very hard to get in. The line is sometimes a virtual queue line, sometimes it's just hours and hours on end to ride the ride. So if you guys want to ride it and you are just dead on set on riding it, I would recommend coming in early and getting in that line. Just thought I'd sit down and catch a breather, get some water, and talk to you guys a little bit more about Hogsmeade. Again, just like Velocicoaster, just like Diagon Alley, it also has some stores that you can walk inside of, some that are just aesthetic purposes. One that is really fun to go into and is very iconic to Hogsmeade is Honeydukes. It's one of the sweetest shops in all the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I'm going to be walking through inside and showing you guys more in-depth look in a later video, where I'm just going to be focused on Hogsmeade as a whole. Another thing is that just like Diagon Alley has a lot of photo ops, Hogsmeade doesn't disappoint. It has a Hogwarts castle, one of the most iconic structures in possibly all of Florida. Like, the Hogwarts Castle is very iconic. Everyone knows the Hogwarts Castle, and you're able to take pictures not only very, very close to it, as you could walk through for the Forbidden Journey ride, but there's a bridge that you could take very iconic pictures a little bit further out, so that way you could get that perfect background of the Hogwarts castle behind you. It is just amazing. Now, Hogsmeade has something that Diagon Alley doesn't, and it is more rides. You have Flight of the Hippogriff, you have Forbidden Journey, and you have Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. Those are 3 rides in just one land, whereas in Diagon Alley, you just have Escape from Gringotts. Although you do have, you know, once you walk out of Diagon Alley, you have the night bus and you can interact with the night bus conductor and the Shrunken Head. You also have 2 shows here. One of them is the Frog Choir, where they sing amazing Wizarding World songs, and you have the Bubbatons and the Durmstrang students performing. Just like Diagon Alley, this area also has a beginning and an end, an exit and an entrance on both sides. So if you go from the entrance, the main entrance, you can go either to the right and go through Dr. Seuss Landing and to the Poseidon's Fury and land right here, or you can go the opposite way to the Marvel Island and make your way all the way around to Jurassic Park. And once you pass Jurassic Park, you will go through the bridge right here facing the Hogwarts castle. Now, just like in Diagon Alley, where you can go to the Escape from Gringotts and go inside the Gringotts Bank, you can go into the Forbidden Journey and go inside Hogwarts. So it's really cool, and one of my favorite ones to go to is the best walkthrough that I've done, possibly in both parks. I really like the Gringotts Bank, but Hogwarts Castle is the Hogwarts Castle. Now they have the Outpost, they have Honeydukes, and they have Filch's Emporium, filled with a bunch of really cool things. I'm actually behind the Honeydukes right now. It's a little hidden spot, don't tell anyone. I'll show you guys, but just you guys alone. Hello. Oh.
You don't need your finger, you're gonna have fun.
Thank you. Another cool thing. This freaking bug just came onto me. Another thing that you have is these little misters, especially, and they're really good, especially when it's summer and it's really hot. And if the line is really long, at least it's a little bit bearable. Oh look! That is Hagrid's hut, which is in Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. Unfortunately, the queue line for the Hogwarts Express going from Hogsmeade to London is mostly outdoors. Yeah, they might have these little misting machines, but it's not comparable to the amazing AC that London has. So if you plan on, you know, just trying to beat the heat, these are some things to take into consideration. These are fans, everything is outdoors. This is probably the only little section that is indoors. That's about it. Now, unfortunately, if you want to take that iconic picture with the Hogwarts Express, you have to do it when you're traveling from London to Hogsmeade, not Hogsmeade to London, because you're not going to be able to get that iconic shot right in front of the Hogwarts Express with the Hogwarts Express logo on the top. And we are back where we all started. If you guys want thrill rides and just want to ride more of Harry Potter rides, stick to Hogsmeade in Islands of Adventure, because they have more than just that one ride in Diagon Alley, even though it's my favorite because it's shaded. It has Nocturn Alley, it has Borgin and Burkes, it has Ollivanders, it has the Escape from Gringotts, which is my favorite Harry Potter ride in the Wizarding World as a whole. I really like Escape from Gringotts. I love the queue line, I love how you get to go through the inside of the Gringotts Bank, and just how you have Ollivanders in Diagon Alley, which is the original Ollivanders, the ones from the movie, the one that Harry Potter grabbed his first ever wand. That Ollivanders is my favorite. If you guys want another Ollivanders, however, Hogsmeade does have Ollivanders. If you guys don't care for the wand choosing experience in Ollivanders, just go to Wands by Grigorvich. It's right at the entrance. Instead of walking through the main alleyway, just go to the right and you'll see it right there. It's a little kiosk. If you just want an interactive wand, go there, you'll get that interactive wand. They have a large variety of wands, not just the character wands. They also have wands about your characteristics. And if you guys are wondering, because in the previous years they had a couple of non-interactive wands and then interactive wands for the ones who wanted to do the interactive experiences around the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Unfortunately, Universal has completely given up and threw away all the non-interactive ones. So now they are strictly doing interactive ones, so that way everyone is able to interact with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter here at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure in Orlando. Also, quick note is that Hogsmeade has 3 places to grab butterbeer. Actually, I think they have 4 locations to grab butterbeer. They have 2 kiosks, 2 little butterbeer sections, one by the bridge, by the Hogwarts Castle, and then they have one smack down in the middle of Hogsmeade. You could also grab butterbeer in the 3 broomsticks and in the Hog's Head. I would highly suggest, if you guys are in summer, especially now, go get out of that line, because the one in the middle is smack down, like there's no cover whatsoever, and you just have to stand there in a line with no cover. And if it's raining, if it's hot, it's not going to be a pleasant experience. So I would recommend to go inside Hogshead. Just like you saw, there is no line to go inside and grab a butterbeer. So without further ado, that's gonna be everything. Next video, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys in depth of my favorite spot, Diagon Alley inside Universal Studios. The later video, we'll do Hogsmeade, and then we'll start doing shop tours. We're talking about Ollivanders. We're talking about the Weasley's Wizard Weez's shop. It's gonna be awesome, guys. So without further ado, I hope you guys liked it. If you guys are new here, hey, I'm Johnny, the Collecting Wizard, and I talk about everything Harry Potter and theme park related content on a daily basis. I love you guys. See you guys in the next one.